Hi, my name's Ian and welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before and you haven't before, then welcome back. In this video we're going to be fitting a gas detector, and also I'm going to be changing a light switch for my awning. So this is a gas detector I'm going to be installing shortly. It runs on 12 volts and we'll get into the installation of that in a bit. And then also as well, you'll see here I've got a blanking plate and a light switch with it will have a little blue LED on there. And the reason for doing that is that up here is my awning light, and there's times when we've put the awning light on because it's winter time at the moment, it's dark, and we then forget to turn it off, and then the next morning you come out and you see the awning lights on. So obviously, if we, luckily at the moment we're on electric hookup, if we weren't, that'd be using 12-volt battery power. So what I'll be doing is taking this surround off, taking the switch out, and then the blanking plate I've got here, I'm going to drill a 20mm hole in it and then insert this switch into it. So at least then when the light is on outside, this will illuminate blue, and then we'll know it's on, and we'll hopefully then know to switch it off. So I'm going to do the light switch first, so I've just put a cross in the middle. So I'm going to drill a 20mm hole in the middle of that now, so we can then insert the switch into it. Must admit that didn't drill the best. Just need to get a bit of sandpaper in there or a file and just file it out a bit better. Right, so that's the switch now inserted into the blanking plate. So now what I need to do, I need to remove this cover off of here, which generally they come off reasonably easy, and that sometimes you just need to get out. Oh, there we go. That's the cover off now. And then it's then, oh, hang on, is it not screwed in? Did I not screw this one in? Oh, okay, plus I didn't get round to screwing that one in. All the other ones have got little self-tapping screws in the top and the bottom there, but I've for some reason when I installed this I didn't install the screws in. Oh well. So I've now just pulled this cover off of there as well, and then I knew there was some screws somewhere, so in behind it we've then got two self-tapping screws going into the wood behind. And I think there should be, hopefully there's enough cable behind for me to be able to pull this out and then just unplug it, this switch, and put all the new stuff back in together, but we shall have a look in a minute. I remember now wanting to decide to go in from behind, because I carpeted the inside of this cupboard, and the cable you can see just comes in through there. So it then goes into a like a cover box on the outside of there as well. So we'll obviously stop the wires getting caught, so I just need to take it out of there and then unplug it. Don't you ever seen one of these plastic covers before? They're a bit like the top of a spray can, but they clip onto the CBE light switches and sockets as well. They fit onto as well, so obviously so the cables can't get caught from behind. But if you can notice, there's a like a flat plate area there, and that's on the top and the bottom, and then it then fits into the slot that's on this this section here. I'll show you on this new one. So you can see the let's move that light out of the way. So we're going to fit it like that, and you see the slot there at the top there, and also the slot at the bottom as well. That's where that cover then clips onto from the back. So all I need to do now is just to remove the cables out there, remembering which way around they go in there, and then we can then plug it all back in again. Well, we can see the awning light's on, but the blue light's not illuminating on the switch. And what I need to do now is I need to from this bottom terminal here, I just need to run an earth for it, and that will sort it out. Right, so that's our earth now back in. We've got this switch all back together. This is all clipped over now. As you can see, this sort of clips over the top, so that holds it all in place with the plastic cover on the back of it. I'm going to push that back in through there. See now our switch now works. Just get the screws back in and get the covers back on. There we are, it's all back together now. So just switch that on, then our awning light comes on. Happy days. And there we now have it. Awning light on in the dark, and we then also have our little light on to tell us we've got it left on. And I have realised that I've actually got this slightly off centre, but at the end of the day all it is to make sure that we're not going to leave the awning light on. So that's it, light out. So now we've got the light switch sorted out, we're now going to fit the gas detector. Now we run an LPG, and LPG is heavier than air, so basically if you had a leak it would sink, and that's the reason why I've actually got dropout vents in the van. But also, as well as a backup, I thought I'm going to fit a gas detector just in case. Now with the instructions for the gas detector, it basically says that you need to fit it somewhere between 300 mil off the ground and a metre off the ground. Now I've been having a look around and see what places I can fit it, and the other thing you've got to look out for is make sure there's no vents anywhere nearby, no sources of heat anywhere nearby it, no window openings, no doors, etc. So that's actually limited me down to a very small area where I can possibly fit the gas detector, and that area is going to be basically above where my wife sleeps. So the area it's going to get put is basically where my finger's pointing there, which is around a metre above the just below a metre above the ground. It's going to be sort of in the corner there, away from her head, etc. when she's in bed, and that's basically I think the best place to do it as well. I mean, the other thing as well, we're going to Spain shortly as well, and there has been sort of like scare cases of people trying to gas you while you're in the van, so by having it there is probably not a bad place to fit it. So the gas detector itself comes with a bracket to mount it onto, and then also it's the actual gas detector itself. It's got two wires coming out of the back of it. According to the instructions, this works on 12 volts, but it can also work on 240 volts as well. But obviously we're only going to have the 12 volt route, so that's what we're going to do with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of pull this bedding back a bit. As I said, we're living in the van at the moment, so I need to sort of be able to work without having to take anything out. Plus as well, we're in the middle of a field really. So yeah, I'm going to pull this area back here. I know I can get to some wiring down below here to wire it up into, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do in a minute. So what I'm going to do down here, I'm going to wire it direct to the battery, so at least then, because I had thought about wiring it through the Sargent system, but obviously if the Sargent system stops working for some reason, then the gas detector is not going to work. So I'll go straight to the battery with a fuse in it and do it that way, and then sort of run the wires out through here. I've got a hole in the wall there. I'll just have to drill another hole in the wall further up there when I come to put the gas detector in, and I think that'll be the easiest way of doing it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fit the bracket to the wall. I mean, as you can see there's a hole in the middle there where you can just sort of hang it on there, but it's going to swing around a bit. But there's also 4 holes in there as well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 self-tappers through there just to hold it in place, so at least there's no risk of it getting ripped off, and then obviously then the gas detector then slides onto that bracket. Right, so that's the bracket fitted. What I need to do now is drill a hole through here, obviously making sure I've got nothing on the inside I'm going to hit. So I've got to empty that cupboard out on the other side there, because I said there's stuff in it, and then obviously then the wire can then come down the back of the cupboard and then come out one of the holes I've got already down in the lower section there. Right, that's the detector now on. I've just plugged it in. Well, I say plugged it in, just attached it to the 12 volt supply, and it makes a loud bleep when you first attach it, and then according to the instructions, this LED here will flash for about 3 minutes, and that's the device warming up. And from what I can understand from the instructions, that as soon as 3 minutes is up, that should stop flashing, and I think the constant green one will stay illuminated all the time, but we shall see after 3 minutes. Well, after 3 minutes, the detector then made a loud bleep, and that flashing light, the flashing LED, has now gone off. It looks like now it flashes intermediately then now for, actually no, maybe it's going to do some more actually, yeah, we'll see. This gas detector is made for use inside hotels, houses, and anything really, but in certain circumstances it's wired up to what's called a manipulator, and if you've got the manipulator, then this LED in the middle there doesn't flash, but it can be just used obviously as of using it now, but that LED flashes just to basically say that there's no manipulator fitted to the actual detector itself. Now I'm just wondering whether this is going to get a bit annoying where I've positioned it, but we shall see. I mean, I've sort of had to lay on the bed, and obviously when my wife lays, then her head is quite a bit away from where the light is shining, whereas I lay on the other side of the bed, and obviously I'm facing towards it, it may get a bit annoying, so I may have to do something about those LEDs, maybe just cover them up slightly to deflect the light from them, but we shall see when I go to bed tonight. So that's those 2 jobs now complete. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Please like and subscribe to the channel, we're much appreciated, and I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.